What's popping what? Jamaica.
Yeah, my peeps, you see right now. I want to tell you, say, every day above ground is a blessed day. And when I say every day above ground is a blessed day, it's a what? A effing blessed day. Now, right now, we're looking at a van that is covered by bricks, steel, and a bag of things. I hear say one building in Manchester. Manchester? One of them parish there. Right behind one NCB bank. It collapsed. And look where it collapsed, on the bus there. Suppose that it's somebody else that walk behind it. You understand? That person that be unalive right now. Yeah, man, so me just want to make you know, so listen to me. I say every day when I get up, when I go out and come in, give thanks and praise because anything can happen at any given time. You understand? Yeah, man. Have a blessed day, my peeps. And remember, it is what? What's popping Jamaica? Tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend to tell another friend to what? Tell a friend. Aight, man. And here we are going right here now.
Do you need to do? You need more visibility, you need protection from this. What is it that you want, and how can we stand beside you to help ensure that you get that?
All right, so there are certain events that are coming up that you're a part of. I'm going to put up one on the screen so we can talk about it.
Let's see, what's the first one we have coming up now? We have our outreach. Yeah, man.
All right, so that is the outreach.
Yeah.
Tell us a little about
this. We decided, as you are talking about, reaching people out in the community, we said, boy, it's hard for people to come in. So we said early in the year, let's go to Brampton and do our outreach, provide our services, have the community come together and get things out there. And we said, why this thing like it can work? So we had a second one in Hamilton, outside there, and now we're having our next one in Durham. We're going to be in Oshawa this coming Saturday from 9 o'clock in the morning until 2 o'clock. We'll be offering different services that we have. Persons can come, do their passport, all that you would have come to the office to do.
Yes.
We're going to be doing that out there this particular Saturday. And not just us that will be there. We are, of course, supported by JN Bank, JN Money. They will be there offering their services, providing information to the community as well. We have other businesses and providers who will be there just to share information for the community. Come out, access the different things that you need. Hear some information, empower yourselves, get your passport done, your citizenship, bring the kids. It's a nice time to just be Jamaican, and we're gonna have some good Jamaican food available as well too. So make sure you are there this Saturday. We are there from 9 o'clock. It's gonna be at the Civic Recreation Center at Thornton Road in Oshawa. So come on down, and if you need more information, just check out our Instagram page, IG. You can see us at CG Jam Toronto, and you'll see some of the information that's there. The other thing they can do is sign up for our weekly flyer, because we promote not just our events but all the community events that we get notice of.
Yes.
We will promote it in our weekly flyer that goes out to the entire community. So join the mailing list, and if you have an event, if you have things that are going on in the community that you are promoting, send it to us, send your flyer to us, and we can likely include it in our weekly mailer that goes out to the entire Jamaican community.
All right, so this month of October is busy.
Yeah,
Let's move on to the next one.
We have here things in October.
All right, that is the next one that is coming up in October.
Yeah.
You want to tell us a little about this one?
Most definitely. Now, this one is near and dear to my heart because, we have a lot of Jamaicans who are here and they are doing a lot of hard work in the community. They are doing a lot of stuff to uplift the community, to look at the well-being of the community. They might look around and see a challenge down the road where, the people them just not thriving and surviving. And they say, no man, I could start an aftercare program. I could start a little club that will help them. And people have been doing this from the time Jamaicans have come here.
Yes.
And so we said, let us have an event to recognize and acknowledge the people who have done this for so long, because we have a lot of stalwarts in the community who have been doing this kind of work. So in May we launched a nomination process publicly and said, nominate people that you think are doing great work in the community to be awarded. And we got 40 odd nominations of people doing things. Yeah, man. And so we created an independent judging panel of some eminent judges, former ministers here in Canada, your clergy, and all these leaders, and said, go and evaluate this list of 41. Find a top 10 and then find 5 to be awarded this Jamaica Diaspora Impact Award. So the first time that we're gonna be doing this, it's brand new, it's newly launched, and it's a new thing that we're gonna be doing every year, the Jamaican Diaspora Impact Awards. And on Friday the 24th at 6 o'clock at Toronto Botanical Gardens, we'll be having the gala and the presentation ceremony to give out these awards. It's gonna be a fantastic thing. I have a minister coming from Jamaica to participate in it. We have officials from Canada here participating in it, ministers and MPPs and all the different representatives. We have the big corporates, and we thank our different sponsors who are supporting us, like VM, Victoria Mutual, they are on board supporting us, Air Canada is supporting us, a whole host of sponsors, the different unions, Lion is sponsoring us, the Painters Union, because I think all these organizations recognize how big Jamaicans are in this community, what we have been contributing to Canada. And you know, we are really hitting the ball outsized for our size here in Canada. So we really want to see everybody come out to support them. We can find tickets for that on Eventbrite. It's just $75 for a ticket. Okay. And that is not really a lot of money. Eventbrite.com. If you go on there, just search a Jamaican consulate and you'll see our event right there. And you can get your ticket right there. And of course, you know, you can ensure it's all the people in the area. You can come out. We only have 200 seats. And I was told at our planning meeting yesterday that half the thing is sold out already. So if you snooze, you're gonna lose. Make sure you're there.
Milan really have for them ticket, no worry.
Yeah, make sure you're there. It's gonna be a fantastic time. Yeah. I mean, fun, music, we're gonna have food, and then we of course celebrate these persons, give out the awards. It's no heap of long talk and thing. It's gonna be a time to just come out, look nice, dress up yourself, come out and celebrate with these awardees who have been doing a lot of work. If we have persons who are like retired educators, one lady, she was doing a thing, she was working at Toronto School Board, and she said, wait, look, oh, we can't see no black teachers in here, so this is from the 70s, me I talk about, you know, coming right through to the 80s. And so she planned up with her little self. They call her the little dynamo, and she start make sure that people get job and find another teacher and say, this is what you have to do to get the job, this is what you have to do to get appointed. And she got a whole heap of people in those schools. And when you look now in the school district, not just as teachers and principals, but also even in the school board, you now start to see black people. Back in those days, you never see none.
That is
so
true.
She was the one who started pushing that kind of thing to make sure that we get people, you know, into those spaces so that our children could thrive. She started a whole Saturday afternoon teaching program to help kids, because, you know, you can imagine young kids who come up from Jamaica and in those times.
Yes.
And you know, how them adjust and get used to this whole new system up here, the place cold, the way them teach different, you know, the whole of that, and they weren't managing. And so she started a whole program just to ensure that our kids will be able to manage. So it's people that doing like things like that that we say we have to support and promote, you know, promoting our culture. We have Marcia Brown, for example. I know a lot of people know Marcia Brown from Marcia Brown Productions, the plays that she does to preserve Jamaica's culture and heritage, doing scholarships. You all don't even know the things that she's doing behind the play to actually make it great. Teaching students the different Jamaican cultural thing, making sure that our cultural heritage is passed down. All these other cultural groups that are here, they keep their culture strong and tight. I'm not going to call a name, but you know what I'm talking about.
Yes, sir.
We can't let go of our culture. We have to make sure that even for those who are second and third generation, you want to be Canadian, and we applaud that. It's good, be Canadian. But don't forget that you're Jamaican too. So we want to make sure that they can talk Patois and understand the Patois when we start talking. That's all.
Yes, sir.
How you mean?
All right. So one of the things that I think we are having a problem with is all of this is happening and it's not going out there.
Yeah.
What are some of the ways that we can get this out there to Jamaicans living abroad?
Yeah, man. We have to do a better job.
Apart from Milan reading,
of course. But you're the big one, because you have a big reach in the community, and we really have to do better at partnering up with yourselves, even the traditional media as well, whether print media or the TV media, just to push out there what's actually happening. And you know, since I came 2 years ago, I've been actually pushing for us to be much more involved in our social media engagement, putting our information out there. We, you know, got more ramped up on our Instagram, and now I'm told that I need to go get a TikTok.
Yes, sir.
TikTok is the way to go.
It's the way to go.
The way to go. If you want to see us on TikTok, let us know. So we're gonna have to set up a TikTok so we can let you know what is happening, what's going on good, what might be going on bad, what might be a challenge. Letting you also know what's going on back home in Jamaica, because sometimes we get some strange information, you know. One little bad thing happened and we hear so the whole place are burned down. My auntie used to call me from Toronto and she hears say something happen, and she a tell me because me there Jamaica never even hear what she a talk about. So
Yes.
you can't follow all of the things that you think you hear going on in Jamaica.
True,
Some
true.
of it not really goes. So you want authentic sources of information, of good things that are happening, where challenges take place, what's the context, why is it happening, and what is being done about it, so that we can ensure that we keep putting a positive take on Jamaica here in Canada. Because remember, it's two-sided. We as Jamaicans who are here, we want the best for our country, and where issues are happening, we want to complain and we want to push for better.
Yeah.
And that is a good thing to do. At the same time, we have to also always remember that we are putting an image and a view of Jamaica in the Canadian market and the Canadian marketplace at the same time. So we don't want to be lighting fires that get out of hand. And then Canada puts out a travel warning saying, oh, don't travel to Jamaica because of this or that. But if they keep hearing everybody saying, oh, things so terrible, they're going to say, oh, it's true, put out a travel advisory, and we don't want to do that. Our Minister of Tourism was just here up to yesterday, this morning, and he was actually just telling us Canada is the second largest tourism market for Jamaica. And we want that to continue. When the minus 10 degrees come, we want everybody to book and go to Mobay. So we have to be mindful that we are promoting Jamaica. It's not just the consulate, it's not just the High Commission, it's not just the PM, it's not just the minister. All of us as Jamaicans are putting that image of Jamaica out there, whether it is in our workplaces where we work hard, are diligent, respectful, and we put our best foot forward. We might be in our cultural presentations of Jamaica, whether it is in our food. We want to always ensure that we are putting the best of Jamaica forward, because that is what people are going to be seeing.
I see a very important question here, and I'm going to just ask this question.
Yeah, man.
It's coming from one exclusive, informative. How other Jamaicans across Canada can be involved, because there is Jamaican outside of Toronto.
Yes, well, that is a big argument that we always hear. Toronto Jamaicans think they are the whole thing. But of course, the majority of Jamaicans in Canada, 270 odd, nearly 300,000, are actually here in the Greater Toronto area. But we don't also forget that we have Jamaicans spread all across Canada, and people are actually moving into newer areas now. We have a new growing community in New Brunswick, for example.
Yes.
We know that people have always been over in Nova Scotia. We have Alberta and BC and Winnipeg. So people are scattered all over, even up in Yukon. We got a lady reaching out. Now, two things. The consulate, by law, our jurisdiction really is only the Greater Toronto area.
Yes.
And that is something that we could have a discussion with HQ in Kingston and the Canadian authorities to say, can we adjust that to make it a little broader? But the Jamaican High Commission in Ottawa has jurisdiction for all of the rest of Canada. So they are working primarily with the Jamaican associations and consuls who are spread out across Canada too. So a lot of people don't know there's a Jamaican association also in Ottawa. There's one that just formed in New Brunswick. There's in Montreal. There's in Halifax. There's in Winnipeg. There's in Edmonton. There's in Calgary. There's in BC, in British Columbia.
Yes.
Vancouver.
Yeah.
So we have Jamaican organizations and Jamaican consuls and things set up right across Canada. And those are the areas where persons can, sort of connect to each other and undertake the different activities and events and so forth to keep ourselves thriving and so forth. So it's good to connect with the High Commission on that. We are, of course, happy to be a conduit and also help with all of those connections. But that is just geographically how we kind of try to spread it out, because it's a large country. And, of course, one little office here in Toronto could never imagine to cover everybody else's thing.
And one of the thing that I want people to understand and recognize too, because as I said, a lot of people don't know. I would have gotten some first-hand information about this that I didn't know either. That the Jamaican consulate don't only work with the Jamaican people, but they work with other Caribbean people.
Yeah, definitely.
What are some of the Caribbean personnel or other Caribbean countries that you work with?
Well, definitely. One of our big coordination areas is with what we call the Caribbean Consular Corps. And that, in essence, has all the other Caribbean representatives who have offices here, and we work in collaboration with each other to support what's happening, support what's going on. Yes, I'm primarily Jamaican. I know Jamaican number one. Jamaicans lead the way.
That is it.
don't make any of the rest of them come for me and have to go defend me on that one. But Jamaicans, you know, we are in front and out there, but we really work deeply in collaboration with all our other ones from Caribbean. So in our core, we have Cuba, we have Barbados, we have Haiti, we have St. Vincent, St. Lucia, Grenada. I hope I don't leave out anybody else. Bahamas, and of course Trinidad and Tobago and Guyana. So Trinidad right now is a chair. It rotates every now and then. So Trinidad is chairing our group right now, and we meet together every month, look at what are the issues. So for example, upcoming, I think later this month or early next month, the whole group of us have a meeting with Premier Ford, for example, because a lot of the issues that we face as Caribbean nationals are similar across in the province, and we're gonna take it to him and say, you know, Premier, you know, these are the things that are affecting us, and these are the things that our countries need, and this is what's happening to our people, and this is what we want you to do. So if you have things that you think Premier Ford needs to know, drop us a line, send it to read it to his TikTok. I soon start my own. Find us on Instagram and let us know what are the things that concern you, because we are here to help advocate for you as well.
Before we go, I still want them to see. I don't want this background to cut out what we represent.
You want to have the pretty office. Well, yes, I hope people don't think that is a big old skyscraper that we are in here.
No.
Right? We are here at our office at 303 Eglinton Avenue. It's right near to Mount Pleasant in Toronto itself, but it's a small office. On our building, we also have the Jamaica Tourist Board. They're also here on this building. They promote Jamaica's tourism. And JAMPRO, which is the investment and trade agency, they are also here on our building, and they help us with the trade and investment and business portion of our portfolio. And that's the third piece that I was telling you about now. We are here to also help business and commercial enterprise connect between Jamaica. So persons are often here starting their businesses, small businesses, a hustle. We just had a small business networking event last week.
Yes,
and I mean, it was one of the things that we want to start doing, is to encourage and support small businesses in the things that they are doing here. Whatever their small businesses are, we want to be here to help support that and ensure that that is growing. And also to connect businesses with Jamaica, and Canadian businesses with Jamaica, and Jamaican businesses with Canada. So persons can feel free to go invest in things in Jamaica. You might have a piece of idle land sit down there. You could put that into agriculture, and instead of paying $4 a pound for the breadfruit and then cut and say, why are the breadfruit so expensive? You could be making $4 a pound for breadfruit if you were growing the breadfruit down there and bringing it up. You know what I mean? You could have said, oh, the mango, them up here, that's some little full fluxy mango. We have no good Julian East Indian. You could be growing the Julian East Indian and bringing it in. So that could be a business that you could be doing. You have the house where you leave behind and auntie pass away, unfortunately, and the house sit down there and nobody now do nothing with it. You could fix up that house, invest in it. You could have an Airbnb right there, and you will be hosting one of the 4 million Canadians who come every year. Make some money off that on the side. So Jamaica is there, especially for my Jamaicans. Jamaica is there for you to invest in, to you to get the benefit of being a Jamaican with all the growth and development that's taking place in Jamaica. So we are here to help support that kind of work and activity. Maybe you want to start a store here instead, and we'll help you find the persons who have the products that can be brought up to supply your store and create the distribution channels that are there for the things that you're trying to do. If you think you have the best jerk that you can do and you want the authentic pimento wood and you want to get the right thing, open up your thing and we help you get all of those things from people there. It's a win-win for the persons. They would be producing and helping employment at home, but also having you push that forward here to grow your own business here in Canada, and of course a good look for Jamaica altogether. So win-win-win all around.
All right, thank you very much. So Mr. Kurt Davis, before we go, what are the media outlets again that they can find the Jamaica Consulate on? Right now
we're on Facebook, Old Timers. So we want to jump on Facebook, Consulate General of Jamaica. We're of course on Instagram and on Twitter now called X, and there the handle is CG Jam Toronto. And then what else are we on? Of course there's our website, which is jcgtoronto.ca. And I can't remember, what other site are we on? You need to give me what the TikTok handle going to have to be. What is the TikTok handle going to be? CG Jam Toronto.
Yes.
Alright, we'll do that one for our TikTok handle as well. But we have to really just get ourselves out there a lot more. Be out there. We're pushing to ensure that we are supporting our community. We want our businesses to grow, business and our culture and our identity. Did you know one of the big places of Jamaica's cultural identity here in Toronto? I bet you don't tell me what it is.
Is it Little Jamaica, sir?
You see, that's why you must get the prize,
Yeah, man, right. Talk to us about
Little
it.
Jamaica, I mean, you know, a lot of people don't even know that Little Jamaica was the heart and pride and culture of Jamaica in Toronto. Starting in the 60s, going into the 70s, right through into the 80s. You know, it was the place where you identified with Jamaica. From the littlest thing you might say, if you know you want a proper Jamaican haircut, you have to go to Little Jamaica. Ladies, I know you want to get your hair done right and not, you know, you have to go to Little Jamaica. You wanted the good stuff, you wanted the music, the excitement, the parties. I mean, this was the heart of where you had to be, right down on Eglinton Avenue West. I was down there the other day and a lady was telling me, you know, this is where Miss Lou used to pass right here, so,
wow.
and buy all our yam and everything. And so the place that really so many people identified with as Jamaica. And right now, after COVID and after this whole Eglinton LRT mess with Metrolinks and the whole place it dig up, a lot of the businesses there were really suffering, losing customers. It was too inconvenient to come down there, the dust and the whole place, you know, you can't park and the whole place was a mess. And a lot of businesses, you know, really suffered, and some folded and some are struggling and trying to come back. So we are pushing to support Little Jamaica, encourage persons. Go down to Little Jamaica, support the businesses that are there, buy your stuff, do your hair, do the different things, help them to come back and grow. And also look out for campaigning that you might start to see coming up, pushing for support from the provincial and municipal governments for Little Jamaica. There's a BIA that is there, headed by a Jamaican, is the chair of it, and a lot of the members on it are the business owners, so there are a lot of Jamaicans on there, and others of course from the community, but they are working to see how they're gonna restructure and get Little Jamaica up and come down there and just support the businesses that are there, because we want to see our Jamaican businesses thrive, and we want our Jamaican identity in Toronto not to wash away. I bet you no other little come. You wouldn't see Chinatown disappear anywhere.
That is true.
So you're not going to see
true.
Little Italy disappear.
No.
So we're not going to make Little Jamaica disappear. We have to keep our flag flying high in Toronto.
Alright, so people on the screen right now, right? I'm going to take 5 questions. 5 questions that I'm going to ask Mr. Davis. 5 questions. And please, make your question count. So please write a question that you'd like Mr. Davis to answer for you. That's 5 questions. Go ahead. I am watching. Go ahead. 5 questions.
5 questions. Okay, I'm glad it's not the game name 20 questions, because that sounds like it's a grilling.
To people living here in Canada or people that are living in Jamaica, you want to ask Mr. Davis a question. I'm going to take 5 questions. Hurry up, because this man is a very busy man. Don't, because you see me and him sit down here so you feel like him have all day, him have all day. You know what I mean? I just took him off work, as a matter of fact, just to do this.
Yeah.
And he's willing to do this just for the people of Jamaica living here in Canada, and also the people of Jamaica in Jamaica.
Yeah, man, who want
of
to
the
know
world
things.
Who wants to know what is happening.
Because you know what, we have a lot of people who are actually looking at, should I be moving to Canada? You know, what's the process? How does that whole thing go? So there are a lot of elements. You have persons who are here in Canada already. You know, there's some trying to straighten themselves out, some who trying to navigate through all the immigration changes, some come as students and then, you know, student permit running out. So there's a lot that people want to do and a lot that we are trying to work with. So ask those questions, folks, and hopefully the answers are here. And the answer's not immediate. I have an email address to give you.
You know what I think? I think based on the conversation that we're having, you may have answered all the questions that people want.
Maybe that is the thing.
We have so many people online and nobody's asking a question. I think everybody would have gotten away.
I think the one question that going to come is,
right.
where's my passport?
Alright, yes. We see some question that come. What is the best way to contact you for more information? We just gave that information, but you can give it again.
Alright, certainly. I think the best way to get us really is by email. But for shortening, I'll give you, contact us on Instagram through a DM is at CG Jam Toronto. CG Jam Toronto, like Consulate General Jam Jamaica Toronto. CG Jam Toronto. Drop us a message there. You can drop us a message on Facebook as well, and of course you can always email us. And you will probably note that I didn't give out the phone number, and it's not because we don't have a phone. Our phone numbers, you can reach us on our 416-598-3008. Now, there's a big challenge with the phone numbers because, of course, we have a lot of persons calling and only 1 or 2 people to answer the calls and deal with the customers in front as well. So it's often very difficult to get through on the phone. But if you dial the phone number, the message that is there will give you the email address and the other ways that you can be in touch with us as well.
All right, another question is, do you have any way for skilled workers to come to Canada?
This is one of the things that we are now working on as well, because Canada is desperately in need of skilled workers. They're looking for welders, they're looking for drivers, they're looking for chefs, they're looking for all these various skills, persons in the construction sector and all of that. So we are in some talks with Skills Canada, or Skills Ontario, and also with a number of the different unions that are here who do this kind of training to work on getting certification processes done, so that when persons come, they are able to be equipped to actually go straight into the work field. And there's a fairly complicated process that persons will have to go through to do that. Most of it really resides with the Canadian side, but we can help to give you some advice to navigate through that. You will most likely need an immigration advisor, immigration consultant, and attorney. We have a number of those that we can refer you to, so that you can pick one who would give you the good advice. But there are a couple steps that you need to do to be able to come through on that particular program that Canada is launching. Just so that you also know, part of what Canada is doing, as you know, really, Toronto full. I mean, if you try to go up on the 401, you can't pass. The highway chock full. So Toronto is really looking at saying, Canada is looking at saying, how can we get people in some of the more remote areas so that they don't pack up in all the big cities and make everything thing. And these smaller communities and towns, which have a good quality of life, they have the same amenities. People don't have to worry, say, boy, in a supermarket, now they have, it's almost like just a mini version of the big city in a very cool and collected kind of way. And they are the ones that are often prioritized if you're actually using those routes to come to Canada. So look at the different immigration programs that are online and find us, and we can refer you to some of the immigration consultants who can give you some good information about that.
All right, we have a great question here. Is there any resources for Jamaicans that struggle to get work that lives in Canada?
Well, there are no resources in terms of like us at the consulate providing, employment advice and referrals for jobs, but we do connect you with different community organizations, etc., which provide those kinds of services. Where persons are, qualified and looking for actual jobs. That's the kind of thing that we're able to do, to connect you with the service providers who do that kind of work. Okay,
all right. So one last question. This is the last question. I'm thinking this person wasn't here long enough, because you would have answered this before. Do you assist in obtaining dual citizen Canada, Jamaican, Canadian dual citizen?
We assist. It depends on which direction you're talking. So to start first with, if you're a Jamaican, you have come to Canada and you want to get your Canadian citizenship, that one we are not directly involved in, because of course that's the Canadian authorities who are granting citizenship, and they have their process that you go through as a PR, and then you go through the whole process of 5 years, and you're submitting to the tests and so forth. But that is something that we're encouraging people to do. If you're a PR and you have met the qualifications to be a citizen, go and do your citizenship. Take the test, take the practice test, and then just do the test, submit the thing, save up the money, do it. It is not something that you're gonna regret, because we believe you are never gonna lose your Jamaicanness, you're never gonna lose your Jamaican citizenship, so you don't have to worry, say you're giving up Jamaica. Go out, do that particular one. And we have been in collaboration with the Jamaican Canadian Association that can assist persons who want to go through that pathway. The opposite way is the one that we really do primarily. You are born here, your children are here, etc. You have a Jamaican family member that is a parent or grandparent or great-grandparent, and you want to do your Jamaican citizenship. That one we do. We have a very simple citizenship application form. It is the simplest citizenship application form I think any country in the world has, and a simple process. You complete the form giving your name and personal information. You write down your parent name and where in Jamaica the parent born, and you provide your birth certificate, and you provide the parent Jamaican birth certificate with the name on it. So in other words, it shows that Reedy, you were born to Mr. Reed, who born in Trelawney, and you have his birth certificate, and you would go through. So once you can prove that you are born to a Jamaican person, then you're gone clear. So it's a very simple process. Complete that form, submit it along with your ID to show that you are you. You then of course have the 2 birth certificates to show the person born in Jamaica, and then you are born to that person. And let's say it was a grandmother, you would have the grandmother's own, then the mother's own, then the person's own. So however number of birth certificates you need, going back to the one in Jamaica, if you can show the link with each person being born to the person, born to the person, born to the person, your citizenship should go through. The only thing that you have to bear in mind is that sometimes people change your name. So for example, you may have been born to your mother, on your birth certificate your mother name was Andrea Jones, but of course by this time on her birth certificate she born name Andrea Jones, but by the time she came here and had you, she got married and named Andrea Brown. So you need to show how is Andrea Jones the same person as Andrea Brown.
Okay.
So you need her marriage certificate to show that. Or maybe they change name with deed poll, you'd have to use a deed poll to show that. So essentially you have to show that this person is the same person that I am born to. And you go through your citizenship. If you want further clarification, just visit our website jcgtoronto.ca, click citizenship, and you'll see that particular one.
Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. Mr. Kurt Davis, the Consul General of Jamaica, Toronto. Mr. Davis, it's a pleasure.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Come back anytime,
Yeah, man, respect.
I'm going to set up a desk for you right here.
And this is the first it has ever happened in the history of Canada where a social media influencer or what you may call a media person has come inside the Consul General. A big deal now, do that. Alright, so people, there you have it. We will post this interview all over social media. So big up on yourself, Mr. Kurt Davis. Thank you very much.
Alright.
Respect.
Take it easy.
Alright. People, we're out now. Until our next episode. Big up. Out. Out.
Enemy come to kill, but work.
So yes, my peeps, I hope the information that was provided is you guys can find it informative. You understand? If you have any other question or so, they provided phone number and also email address. So just link them up and see what can go on. Yeah, man. And remember, click the subscribe button, click the like button, and remember to tell a friend about what's poppin' Jamaica.